After last night's heartbreaking loss to the Golden State Warriors, 120 to 117, the Dallas Mavericks are currently sitting with a 5-6 record. And last night's game ended just like the two games before. The Dallas Mavericks come out with little energy, they pick it up, they make it competitive. Things get close in the fourth and they just throw it away, whether it's the refs with bad calls, bad shots. The Dallas Mavericks are slowly but surely improving, and it's hard to tell when the losses just keep racking up. But the Dallas Mavericks had to play the Golden State Warriors, the Denver Nuggets, and the Phoenix Suns, the top three teams in the West right now. And it's only up from here, or at least it should be. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the Dallas Mavericks. How well did they play last night? The good, the bad, and what stood out? And how can the Dallas Mavericks actually bounce back? But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 14,445 subscribers, which is insane. Less than 600 subs away from that goal of 15K. But if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related, the live streams, the watch longs, the giveaways, as well as the news vids, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. But the Dallas Mavericks lost again to the Golden State Warriors by 3 in crunch time in a game that was, again, a winnable game. Like I said in the intro, this was our third game against a top team in the West where we played the Phoenix Suns. It was very close. We lost. Although we were dealing with injuries in that game, things were still looking good for the Mavericks. We played the Denver Nuggets, still dealing with some injuries. We kept it close, competitive. We came out flat. Rebounding was an issue. We lost. Tonight, against the Golden State Warriors, came out with little energy, but we kept it competitive. We kept it close. We were actually up at half. We were up by as much as 11 points. Come to the fourth quarter, things got close. We kind of threw it away. Bad shots. The referees missing calls here and there. Not to blame the refs. I'm not trying to blame the refs. Trying to take accountability and what the Dallas Mavericks can do better next time. But I truly do feel like the Dallas Mavericks are some way getting better, and it's hard to really see progress when you're losing games. And in the upcoming schedule for the next 10 games at least, it should be fairly easy for the Mavericks. So the Mavericks should be able to get into a rhythm, build up a little bit of chemistry. It's easier to get better from your wins than it is if you're on a losing streak. I do believe that failure is the best teacher, but losing 3 games in a row, it's really hard to see how we're getting better when we lost those 3 games in the same fashion. But to just go over the box score real quick, Najee Marshall has had a pretty good run so far. This game was probably a little bit on the downside for him, but to me, he gets a pass because he does a lot of the other things that we asked him to do. But he had 6 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. He was 0 of 3 from 3 and 2 of 6 from the floor. And Daniel Gafford, in 24 minutes, gave you 15 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 of 3 from the free throw line, and 7 of 8 from the field. And Kyrie Irving, who's been on a heater lately, was playing a little bit quiet in the first half, but like usual, he got it popping in the second half. Had 21 points. He did have 5 turnovers, which is a huge issue in tonight's game, which we'll talk about later. He also had 6 assists, 3 rebounds, was 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 1 of 3 from 3, and 8 of 13 from the field. And Luka Doncic, and before I go over his stat line, I truly believe this was one of Luka Doncic's better game. I've talked about it all season, how Luka Doncic has to be more efficient. He has to try different things. He can't slow down the offense. He has to keep the momentum going. And I saw a lot of good things tonight. There were still some issues, as everyone on this team had issues. Everyone on this team was making mistakes. Not singling out Luka Doncic. But in his defense, he did play a much better game today. The 3-ball could have been a little bit better. Everything else was fine to me. He was playing great defense. He was pushing the pace. He was attacking the basket more, which Luka Doncic is great at the rim. Wish we could see more of that, but I understand that may not be his most comfortable thing, even if that's his best shot. But to go over his box score, Luka Doncic had 31 points. He also had 5 turnovers, but he had 3 steals, 6 assists, 8 rebounds, was 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 2 of 10 from 3, but was 13 of 27 from the field. Not too upset by that. Could have got a little bit more, sure, but I'm not going to nitpick in tonight's game. I think Luka was fine. At least from the eye test, I saw a lot of good things. And Klay Thompson finally having the bounce-back game that I wanted him to have against the Golden State Warriors. The only thing that would make this better is if we end up winning the game. But he had 22 points. He had 3 assists, 4 rebounds, was 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 6 of 12 from 3, and 7 of 17 from the floor. Shout out to Klay Thompson. His first game back in Golden State, he had a great game. I wish we could have got the dub. It was a close game. You only lose by 3. It's in the clutch. Steph Curry hit a crazy 3, and that kind of just iced the game, so I get it. But off the bench, Derrick Lively was back tonight. He had 12 points, 1 block, 2 assists, 8 rebounds. He was 4 of 7 from the free throw line and 4 of 6 from the field. Spencer Dinwiddie didn't play a lot of minutes, and it wasn't really looking good. He put up nothing but goose eggs. Nothing on the stat sheet for him. Quentin Grimes finally got minutes, going from a DNP to 29 minutes. Quentin Grimes is kind of night and day. I don't know how consistent we're gonna see Quentin Grimes. I don't know if his production is gonna be this consistent. I hope his minutes are consistent. But from what I saw from Quentin Grimes, was smart ball movement, was able to handle the rock, was able to get the ball where it needed to go, hit 2 threes in very big moments for us. If we can just get that and just amplify it and grow from what we already see from Quentin Grimes, he'll be a great player long term. But Jason Kidd has to trust him more, and in turn, Quentin Grimes has to repay Jason Kidd with good quality play. And in my opinion, I think this was a good start. I obviously think everybody could play better, but if we're gonna start here, I think it's a pretty good start for Quentin Grimes. He had 6 points. He had 1 steal, 1 assist, had 6 rebounds, was 2 of 4 from 3, 2 of 4 from the field, and I'm okay with it. And Jaden Hardy, 19 minutes, and in my opinion, had a great game. Phenomenal game in those 19 minutes. Kind of wish we used him more, but he had 4 points, only 1 personal foul. We know how Jaden Hardy is when it comes to defense and constantly fouling people. Only 1 foul, only 1 turnover. He had 1 steal, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and he only took, 2 shots? Jaden Hardy looked very good tonight. He looked like a great third ball handler for us, was doing a lot of off-ball movement, was pushing the pace, getting guys good looks. Shout out to Jaden Hardy, was definitely the Hardy party that we needed. But if I had to point out one thing as the reason why we lost this game, because I can't put this on any one player. You can argue Jason Kidd, but in my defense, I think Jason Kidd had really good timeouts tonight. The challenges overall this season have to be better. I think we're like 2-8 or 2-9 or whatever we are currently. I think we're 2-8 for challenges so far for the season. That's got to get better. There was a challenge tonight where Luka fouled the other team and they thought he didn't. They reviewed it. It was all hand. So Jason Kidd got to get better at that. But looking at the stat sheet right here, the team had 17 turnovers. We also only had 40 rebounds while the Golden State Warriors had 50. Getting out rebounded is going to be an ongoing issue, it seems. It seems like every team can just out-rebound the Dallas Mavericks. But turnovers is an issue that we saw last year that kind of got fixed this year, but was obviously an issue today. Those turnovers causing second-chance points with not getting rebounds, that's the type of thing that's going to cost us these very, very close games. That's the type of thing that's going to cost these games to even get close. But all in all, in my honest opinion, I don't think the Dallas Mavericks are in a bad spot just yet. In the moment, it looks bad. When we lost against the Phoenix Suns, it looked bad. When we lost against the Nuggets, it continued to look bad. And I understand 3 losses in a row looks pretty bad. But there are good things that you can take away from this game. I'm very much on the side of trying to find the positive within the bad. If we just focus on the bad and just only ever look at the bad, then you look at the Mavericks as a bad team. But if you can find the positives, if you can find any good from this game or from this team, it kind of goes a long way. Luka Doncic did play a lot better. Kyrie Irving didn't have a crazy game like he's been having, but he still played very well. Klay Thompson bounced back. Derrick Lively came back from injury and was an instant impact. Daniel Gafford looked pretty good. Najee Marshall still has to find his rhythm, but Jaden Hardy and Quentin Grimes provided quality minutes off the bench. There are good things to talk about from this game, but I also understand that overall, we lost. We can talk about the good, we can talk about the bad, but at the end of the day, we did lose this game. Like I said, we have a much easier schedule ahead of us in the next 10 games. I predict we're going to go 7-3. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. How do you think we're going to do? But if one player stood above the rest, then that definitely stood on business. It's kind of hard. Hard for me to decide exactly who it was. I got to give it to Luka Doncic, though. I do believe that Luka bounced back in this game, had a much better game. I saw him attack the basket a lot more, which was great. I saw him move the ball. I saw him play off ball, play great defense, was very active at times. And I kind of, like I said, I think the number one thing that I've had to say about the players on this team as well as the team is just consistency. I just want to see a consistent effort night in, night out on every single play. But Luka Doncic definitely stood on business. Honorable mentions have to go to Klay Thompson for the bounce back game, shooting 6 of 12 from 3. Gotta love that any day of the week. Jaden Hardy also looked great. So did Quentin Grimes and Derrick Lively as well. A few guys stood on business, but I'm gonna give it to Luka Doncic. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for making this far to the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing a giveaway every single month on this channel. The only way to enter our giveaways is to become a member of any tier. But till next time, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.